What's up, guys? It's Stankey here again. I'm back. Been away for a wee while. I've been sick and on holiday and lazy, all that stuff, but I have been grinding out a whole shit ton of Legion Commander games, and I've finally got 3 stars on all the Legion Commander quests along with every other quest, so I'm done. And I was going to make you guys a video to show you how to play Legion Commander in the jungle, because I had a lot of trouble with it to start with this time around for some reason, but I did a bit of research and have had a lot of practice, so I thought I'd pass on what I learned to you guys to help you pass these quests. I'll go through this in little clips, so this will quickly show you how to jungle on the Radiant side, and then I'll do on the Dire, and then I'll go through sort of what you want to do in the early, mid, and late game. So first of all, this is your starting build. You want to posse up just outside of this. You eat this tree, this one, and then you can pull these creeps through here. You can do the same stuff over here, but this one is closer between these two camps. Then you just want to use your Iron Talon straight away, start fighting, all that sort of good stuff. Problem with this is that you can't really use your tangos too effectively, so I did pre-eat this tree. It's just glitched out in this game, but I guess what you could do is Iron Talon the creep and then instantly move and eat this with your tango. And then you sort of, the idea is that you only hit one at a time. If you get trolls here, you consider consider not doing them straight away. Otherwise, you can kill that camp and then wait for it to respawn, do it again, and then go through. And on this camp, you eat this tree, and then you come through the same over here. You can start spamming your press the attack once you've got it. And then you should finish that camp by the 2-minute mark to go get the bottom rune. It's a little bit slow because I got wildkins, but you're trying to deny the runes from the enemy team, pick them up for yourself. I didn't realize this guy was jungling there in this game. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so that's the basic pattern of how to do it on the Radiant side. Then you just alternate between these two camps and getting runes, and sometimes I'll gank mid. The trick that I found with Legion Commander is to max overwhelming odds. I'd put too many points into W and E, and then I wasn't really effective in the early laning phase, and you'd just lose games because you lose your lanes, and also you are not actually very effective when you go to gank. Like, you can't really do a lot until you get your blink, or unless you can get a good smoke gank off. And if the lanes are pushed out, like if this lane's pushed here and this lane's pushed up to here, there's nothing you can do, and you can only gank the mid laner. And if the mid lane is like a quap or something, or if the mid lane's pushed up, then you're just completely useless until you get a blink. But if you max overwhelming odds, you can actually run mid, and these guys, if they're trading, and you can just come out with like a level 2 or 3 overwhelming odds, and just you can get kills for your team. Same thing for on the side lanes. Often if it's like a dual lane or something, you can come out, if it's a 2v2 and you come out with a big overwhelming odds, you can really turn the tides of the game. I'll show you how to go ahead and jungle on the Radiant side here. Okay, so I totally meant the Dire side, but anyway, here we go. I also forgot to mention that these games, pretty much all of them, I was picking Legion Commander first, because it's not a hero that has a lot of counters. Like Dazzle's a bit annoying, stuff like that, but it's more important, I think, that your team knows how to draft around what you're doing. So yeah, just picking it early so that they know to at least try to lane better. Like this Slark has ended up solo, which isn't really ideal, but I'll show you a clip from this game. I actually go get a double kill in this lane with overwhelming odds and stuff like that is what turns it around. So if I had just sat in the jungle and not done anything, not gone and contributed to this lane, they would have just, you know, had 2 big heroes, and us like would have had nothing. We would have lost. So here you can kill this camp and then do the same thing, go back and kill this one again. Sometimes what you can actually do is, if you can kill this fast enough, if it's like one of the easier to kill camps, you can get over here and pull this camp out across this way or up, and then it double spawns, and then you can just sit in here and kill both of them and then kill this one again. But I kind of stuffed that up, really. I think you should, because this camp's quite hard to do, there's no real choke point for it, so you should probably try to do this medium camp, get your level 2 before you go killing the hard camp again. I didn't go for the rune here, which was a mistake, but I was, I guess, a little bit low. But yeah, same sort of deal. It's pretty simple. It's a little bit worse on the Dire side, because there isn't an easy choke point to farm that wave from. Cool, I'll skip ahead here and show you some mid-game stuff. So your first items that I generally bring out is boots. I tend to just, and sometimes you'll need extra regen depending on how your lane is gone. What I normally do is when I've got money for boots, I just chuck them on the courier and leave it in base, and then when mid brings out his bottle, then on the way back I grab my boots, because it's not really crucial that you need them, so you don't want to be pissing around with your mid lane's items. And then from there, some people rush blink depending on how your game's going, but I think it's best to go treads. It increases your farm speed, it lets you actually use overwhelming odds a little bit more while still having, you know, odds and press the attack for farming. And then you can, it's again just situational, but some of the items that you can build are a magic wand and an infused raindrop, both really good. So here I go for this gank. Look how much damage that does, it's ridiculous, right? And then obviously after that. But yeah, overwhelming odds on a double lane. Chase them down. Double kill. Huge turnaround, right? Like that's so much gold and experience for Slark and I. So we're both higher level than them at the moment. Net worth wise, I bet the Slark's not going to be doing as well, but yeah, he's actually got more net worth than the net curry, so, and the ogre, just from that. So this is the impact you have to have in the early game, otherwise you just lose. So again, you're always looking for opportunities to gank. So here the Tinker's pushed up 6-minute mark. He's going to be going for the top ring because he's kind of postured this way. He goes the dangerous way. I sort of ran down in the fog, waited for him to come out. He lasers me, so I don't duel straight away. I sort of just run next to him, shadow him, try to body block a little bit, wait for the puck to catch up, and then as lasers ending, I duel him and get the kill. So here the Tinker's actually fallen back out of lane and he's gone to farm the jungle. Puck's gone and found rune bottom and healed up a little bit. We've got some really good offensive wards. But what I do is kill this wave and then push up and hug this little corner, because now you can actually get past here in fog of the Radiant team. So I can sneak in here without him seeing me on minimap and then just go in for the duel. Sometimes if I'm good here, I would have overwhelming odds before I dueled. Problem is if he lasers me, then I don't do any damage. So I actually miss out on the duel damage, but we get a kill. But again, this is what you got to be looking for in the early and mid game. Actually looking to make an impact before you've got major items, rather than actually pushing the lane. So rather than actually just sitting jungle and farming. Like I don't even have a blink here, and I've got, you know, had a big impact in this game already. Could have had 2 dual kills if I didn't stuff up and got a double kill at top. This is the game where you have to go the frickin' blade mail before 12 minutes. What a stupid quest. Anyway. So here I can't really run, so I just decided to man up and fight. And I know the puck's coming as well, and I didn't want to get kited here and die, so I left it to the puck. But anyway, we'll look for some more early game stuff. This is a cheeky little play in the early game. We've got rune vision on the sniper who goes for the top ward. And I've come out of the jungle here. I had really struggled to have an early game impact here because the invoker was just Rambo pushing the wave in and diving the sniper every time. But I see him going here for the rune, but what I do is attack the creep and then walk forward, attack the creep and walk, so it doesn't look like I'm running at him, so it looks like I'm just farming, so he doesn't turn back and run to the left. It lets this invoker get a sunstrike off and then me get a follow up with my overwhelming odds. It's blind uphill, but you know I'm skillful like that, so it's all G. So here I think I'm smoking to dodge sniper ulti, but it turns out he's actually stopped the cast of it anyway. Picking up smokes in the early game is a super good way to get early duels off before you get blink. You don't have to, you know, the 50 gold compared to 2,000, so it's I'd try to buy one every game when I'm level 5 so that I have it ready for when I hit 6, and yeah, just double back here with my smoke and get a kill on the sniper. Smokes, buy him. I guess I've already made this point, but just because you're a jungle legion commander, don't feel tethered to the jungle. You need to get your ass out of it and do some other shit. So go look for runes. Like it's 8 minutes here, but I've gone for the bottom rune. I was helping mid, and come down here to help this Axe who's trying to chase down the Ursa. He got off a salve, and if I wasn't there to overwhelming odds, he would have lived. And this would have been a completely different lane. He would have healed up, been able to push it out again. The tower wouldn't have died. You know, it's a big influence that you can have on how well the rest of your team does and how poorly their team does by you using this overwhelming odds skill early. The other reason you want to get these early fights and early duels is because if you get early duel damage, that stacks up, right? And it helps you farm quicker as well. Remember that you can use your, whatever the hell it's called, press the attack to debuff stuff. So this guy's just got slowed by Earth Shock and I've purged it, which 1 heals him, but 2 removes the move speed slow and lets him try to run away here. You can use it to remove lots of stuff, you know, even stuff like lasso, you know, bat ultimate, any stuns, slows, pudge ultimate. There's like heaps of stuff that you can purge off, so keep it in mind. You don't always have to use it on yourself. It's really good on heroes like Huskar, that sort of stuff, and frontliners. Here I just pick up a smoke and go with the Crystal Maiden and go get a double kill bottom, but it's just again highlighting the main points. So you're looking for, in the early game, you're looking to have an impact on mid if you can help these 1-1 trades. If they don't have a hero, if they have a hero mid that doesn't have an escape ability, like a Quap or a Puck or something, and you can smoke and flank around the back and come in and get a duel. If your mid laner has a disable or something, you can use that to advantage as well. Like even just use a disable with overwhelming odds and to run in and duel sometimes work if you use the fog correctly. And then if these side lanes are pushed up, so if they're up here, then you can just come straight up through the river here and get these kills, or smoke around like that, or come in around here. Same thing for Dire side if they're pushed up. So you're looking for when the enemy has made a mistake, when they've pushed their lane out too far. In any of the lanes, ideally, if you're on Dire, it's going to be one of these two, and if you're on Radiant, it's going to be one of these two because they're close to your jungle. But the other lanes you're looking to have a big effect on. Sometimes if you go back to the base, you can like pick up a TP and TP to here with a smoke or something like that if you're on Radiant. But yeah, look to have the early impact. And now to move on to the mid game. This is something that I'll quite often do in the mid game. I'll push out a lane, so we've got him pushed out top, but then I just go and hide in the trees near the tower and then just kill whoever comes to defend it. It's a really easy way to, rather than going hunting for people, you sort of force them to come to you. If I had just sat there and hit the tower, he wouldn't have TP'd in there, so it's about playing around that. I mean, this fight goes pretty poorly afterwards, so I don't want to walk into all this rubbish, so I just chuck out a press the attack and hope overwhelming odds and hope for the best. But I really don't want to commit for this fight. All my stuff's down. They took a bad engagement. If these two should have got out when they could have, in my opinion. But often when teams back off from an objective, they'll back off split up. So I chased with my Shadow Blade and looked for this kill because there were 2 in the middle and 1 at the bottom, as I kind of suspected. And got a duel off on the Phoenix, hoping I could kill him before he got his egg off. I'm not even sure if it was up, but works out really well for us. Sometimes I like picking up Shadow Blade before Blade Mail. In games where I've got squishy heroes that I can go pick, or if we're hit by a lot and their team doesn't do a lot of damage, sometimes dueling them, Blade Mail doesn't actually really pump out that much, whereas if you got a Shadow Blade you can go hunting. It also, I guess, depends how much initiation you have as well, and if you have other heroes that can go scouting for you, like if you have a Ricky or a Bounty Hunter or something like that on your team, then you're a little bit less requiring of a Shadow Blade because they can go find the hero for you, and then you can sit behind here and blink into the into vision and duel, stuff like that. But yeah, just keep in mind it's not always a fixed build order, and if you're ahead by enough, then you don't need the Blade Mail to get kills. Here's just another example of good guy Stankey using press the attack on Luna, so I can pop it on her there, and it gives the opportunity to get off BKB and take these fights before, you know, we didn't know where Stankey was, that sort of thing. But being aware of when you can use it on your teammates is really important, especially on cores. This is the kind of thing you want to be looking to do once you've got your Blink Dagger up. Even though you have Blink Dagger, often you still will need a smoke. Just try to keep out of the smoke range. You can pop your press the attack and it doesn't actually remove smoke, so you can pop that first. Probably could have like thrown up an overwhelming odds because the cast range is quite big, but didn't want to risk it. You can just jump in and get the duel off. I was pretty confident I'd get the kill with the Invoker there. I thought he'd just Sunstrike or something, but turns out he is just going to attack from the low ground. I try to eat my way out here with the Iron Talon and heal myself up, but get chronoed. BL. But anyway, got the duel. If you're playing Jungle Legion Commander, chances are in pubs you're going to have no supports, or like this game, there's going to be literally no supports in the entire game. But most likely you'll just have one, or sometimes people will just pick like a roamer and you'll have a roaming bounty hunter or a Ricky and you jungling. So you have to remember to help out with wards. They're pretty cheap now, and you really should be able to help out because you've been jungling a lot. And if you're buying smokes anyway, you can actually place some quite good wards. So here I go up into the jungle. If I run into someone that I don't want to run into, I can always just blink out. But while you're smoked, you can place some quite good aggressive wards. And these are the kind of wards that I want in their jungle for me to go hunting and, you know, get dual wins off. If you know what I mean, like, so they're going to be coming into this part of the jungle, coming into lane. I'll be able to see their movements and use those to my advantage to be able to go get kills. So here we find one on the Slark straight away. Help out with wards, man. In this situation, we've got three of their heroes dead, and there's no situation really here in which I find a bad duel, right? So I'm just pushing up this left side, going around the back, and I just pop my head out, just blind, in the hope that I find someone sitting here trying to do something stupid, trying to defend this tower, and I do, so I managed to get a duel off. And it's on the tower, but even if the Slark's here, he's not going to kill me during this duel duration when I've got heroes around and all their, you know, most of their team's already dead, so may as well go have a look for it. And that's a tip for you guys too. My team does it all the time. Don't know how many times we'll have like 5 of their heroes pushing here, half our team's dead, and instead of just going and pushing this lane on this lane, or farming over here or farming their jungle, they go and try to like sit here and throw some medium range like fissure or something to try to slow this push down, and then they just get flanked by a Timbersaw or someone with blink or whatever over here, and they get killed trying to defend a tower that they're going to lose anyway. So you can take advantage of people being dumb and get free kills. Jules. So here I've just seen the Slark on this ward, and he's since bailed out. I assume he just knew that he was in vision, so he gapped it. Or he might have seen me on this ward, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm running around trying to find him, and in the meantime I find this good old Nature's Prophet over here, so I go for a duel on him, get that kill. And one of the advantages of playing pubs is that, especially if you don't have other invisible heroes on your team, even though we have an Invoker, like, people just don't buy dust, and because they're all, you know, cores and they've got to spend their money on Mask of Madnesses and Maelstroms, you can just Shadow Blade out of stuff like that. The cooldown's surprisingly short. If you use it to like almost the full duration before you go for your duel, you've only got to wait 14 seconds before it's up again, so you can actually use it to get in and out of ganks pretty well. And yeah, it's these wards I was talking about earlier paying off. You should keep in mind when you've got blink up and maxed overwhelming odds that blink range is that big and overwhelming odds range is that big, so you can actually do a shit ton of damage from quite a big distance, or you can just use blink to maneuver yourself. So just look out for kills. I couldn't quite reach him here, so I blinked down to here, and so I'm still in a safe position, not committed into the tower, and I wasn't going to blink in and go for a duel because I probably would have got the duel win, but then probably would have died to these two underneath the tower. So just blink to safety, but within range of overwhelming odds, use that for the kill. This is just a reminder to be patient. So I smoked in here, came with the Bane, and the Brood didn't show up, but we knew that he was around here somewhere, so we just went and hid in the bushes, waited for him to eventually come, fight this Luna, and then this is what I was talking about actually getting your overwhelming odds off before you duel. So here I see him coming, so I sort of just run forward, press the attack, drop overwhelming odds, and then blink in and get the duel. Odds versus Brood is just insane. It's so much free money, so I'd recommend picking this hero up if you're ever against a Broodmother. So I don't want to beat a dead horse, but this is just another example of pushing the lanes out and waiting for them to come and defend it and getting free kills. It's honestly one of the most efficient and easy ways to get free duel damage. But like, I've been trying to think about like specific mid-game things for Legion Commander, and it's not huge, right? Like, it's not. Besides the fact that you want to be looking for those solo pick-offs, trying to find jewels that are safe. So if you can see other heroes on the map and you know that you're not going to blink in for a jewel here when they're going to have a bunch of heroes sitting behind them ready to kill you, you don't want to be giving away damage to their enemy physical carries. Like, you wouldn't want to be losing jewels to a Clinks or a Medusa, that's for sure. I don't think I have this game. I mean, I actually very rarely lose jewels, to be honest. You should be losing very few, maybe like 5%, like, it shouldn't be a lot, or the way I play anyway. You should be trying to find safe jewels and trying to farm in between movements. Farm when your jewels on cooldown, when you're moving between lanes, farm the jungle, keep your farm up, don't just be hunting for kills all the time, still be like progressing your items. And if you're close to something, so like if I'm close to my blade mail, I might just go sit in the jungle and farm that 500 gold, or push a lane out and get that 500 gold that I need for the I missed my jewel there. It was dumb. I tried to do the overwhelming odds thing before jewel. I think what you have to do is overwhelming odds, blink, jewel. So find the gold that I need for my next item is what I was saying, and then go back to fighting and ganking again. So, and then I've got a couple of late game clips here to show you, but it's not hugely different from other late game heroes, and it's hard to specifically talk about late game for Legion Commander because it's late game is a whole beast in its own. But he's very strong at finding those single pick-offs when you again push the lanes, but instead of pushing T2s, now you're pushing T3s, right? So once you've got them locked in their base, you can push in all 3 lanes, have some offensive wards up, and if anyone shows up outside the base, you just duel them and they're dead, and then you can go in for a kill. Or even if they're not, even if they're defending the base and someone comes to defend this top lane, you can go duel in the base, especially once you have BKB up. The item progression that I tend to go after this is I want to have like Blink, Shadow Blade, Blade Mail. I normally go all 3 of those. I don't always go either of the second 2. I always go Blink. I don't always go Blade Mail, and I don't always go Shadow Blade. But most of the time I will go both, and then you go for like BKB and AC, and then after that I don't even really know, to be honest. It's like you can get plenty of stuff, but it's pretty situational by that point, and most games don't go that long. So Travs, I guess. But you got like Skadi, Satanic. What's that other one? Some games Heaven's Halberd is useful. Mjolnir's also quite useful, because if you drop Mjolnir on yourself and duel and people are all attacking you, it procs static charge, and with your attack speed being quite high, you actually proc a lot of lightning damage. But anyway, I'll show you a couple late game clips and then we'll be. So this is just bog standard classic late game stuff. They're pushing our lanes in, and myself and the bottom are pushing the other 2 lanes while they're trying to push mid. Sorry, and then draws back 2 of their heroes. So then you just finish your wave, TP back home, and now you take a 4v3 or a 5v3 fight, depending on whether the bottom decides to come back as well. But they're trying to get out, but this guy hits a sick hook. That was in vision. But, you can get these pick-offs, and these guys can't afford to fight here, but I think you still try. And then this is one of the sickest plays, I think, out of all my Legion Commander games that I had. So I think I saw him slightly on a ward or something. I got a glimpse of vision of him anyway, but I followed him with Shadow Blade, and I couldn't see him here, but I thought he was going to run up and left. I caught another glimpse of him there. I'm going to show you this from my perspective, because I'm a bit of a baller. Pretty proud of this play. So it's about to end, so I don't want to run downhill, but I'm calling for the bottom to come arrow him, and I stand up on the top of the cliff here out of vision. I can't actually see him, but I know he's farming here, and then he's going to be building up a bunch of illusions. So I see the arrow coming in. Just as the arrow is about to come in, I pop overwhelming odds, so it kills all of the illusions, and then he gets hit by the arrow. Fucking baller. How good's that shit? Then I use my overwhelming odds, duel him for a little bit, and then pop Blade Mail, and I don't have duel? What the fuck? Never mind. But his punch comes in and gets his ulti on him. But yeah. I think that's one of the things I've got better at in Dota recently, which is like predicting what other teams are gonna, other people are gonna do in the game. So like not thinking about what I need to do, but thinking about if I was this PL and I'm not fighting here, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go back and farm this jungle on the way to top lane. Make predictions. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Let me know if you like this kind of thing, or if you want to see some more of the pro analysis, and enjoy watching TI. Cheers, bye.